There's a term called finicky. It's a slight OCD situation, but it's healthy. Andy's a man that meticulous. It's beyond that.
I absolutely agree that he is a geek. He is definitely a geek.
I've said on occasion, we're going on a musical excursion, and Mr. Scruff is the bus driver.
It's still a mystery to me. Obviously no formula, and it's so right across the board. His encyclopedic knowledge of music's just ridiculous.
It's a Scottish World Cup football song.
Remember, Manchester's a very young city, and there's a lot of young people coming in every year because of the university. And a lot of those people choose Manchester, obviously because of the courses, but also because of the musical culture. And, you know, many of them go on to start club nights and record labels, and they're not from Manchester, but they're gravitating here.
Andy is in his 19th year of Mr. Scruff Nights. A lot of them have been here. Having that long-standing, you know, monthly night. Andy succeeds in kind of keeping it fresh. He's got lots of different elements within the night, so he's got like his tea shop, where he sells like records and prints as well as tea and cakes and fruit. He also doesn't oversell tickets, in fact he undersells it, so people have more dance space.
And I think that's one of the beautiful things about you know, the DJing and the club thing, is that although you're there on the stage and kind of like a focus, you know, the main thing is to get people to be looking at each other and having a good time as well. You don't want rows of people all staring at you, because, you know, there isn't a lot to look at. There's a bald bloke putting some records on, you know. The hard work has been put into the records. This is the true art. It's coming out the speakers. Look at each other, it's far more interesting, you know. So all this that's going on, seeing how people behave, see how people move around the room, you know, is the venue too busy? Make sure it's less busy next time. You know, all these little things, but it's kind of like half making the party happen, half mental notes for improving it for next time, half, wow, that's an amazing record, I need to play that more often, you know. But it's fun, and I've never lost the enthusiasm for it, and it's because I do it the way I do.
Andy is Mr. Scruff. No two ways about it. But it is a whole package. It's like Scruff Circus. The lights and the imagery. The sound engineer. We'll go in a venue and the man will be adjusting the standing of the speakers to get the perfect sound. This is what we've got. How can we get it sounding absolutely right?
Yeah, I would say if we're doing a gig, we'll probably arrive about 6 hours before the venue opens, meet all the staff, have a look at all the equipment, then we'll set up everything, you know, set up the table, the concrete, we'll put squash balls under the concrete, set the mixer up, all the DJ kit, do a line check, check all the equipment's working, you know, then do a sound check. When, as a DJ, if I speak to the engineer, they open up and go, yeah, we can take these limits off, or you can bypass the desk and go straight into the processor. You know, we'll explain to you what's working after that, and you know, I'll say, well, could you possibly, I don't know, delay those front fills, or could you adjust that crossover point down between the subs and the low mid, because that kick drum isn't feeling right. It has to feel right, you know, the way the music feels in a room depends on the acoustics, on the speaker placement. You know, it's having a sound engineer, having a lighting engineer that I bring with me who also does visuals, so we can get it feeling right. So you walk in and it's like, wow, this is ace. You know, I feel at home straight away. I'm going to let loose, you know, very quickly, because I feel comfortable. I don't feel self-conscious. The music's moving me straight away. It's not too loud. It's drawing me towards the dance floor because it's not quite loud enough. You know, come here, come here.
Hello.
So really, the idea is that we're quite a tight-knit unit that has control of everything in the club, and then we can make what we want. We can create the atmosphere that we want for everyone to feel comfortable and have a nice time. So that's what it's more about. It's loose control.
There is a really good atmosphere at all the events I play, and I think the cartoons and the humour has something to play. Maybe people are made to feel welcome by the imagery. It's not like you have to be this or that to come to my gigs. It's like, you know, everybody's welcome. You know, rather than, you know, only people who like jazz or people from this age range or this demographic. It's like, no, come one, come all, because not everyone's an expert about music, and a room full of music experts is really boring. For me, it's good to remain relaxed and a bit silly as well with the stuff. And I play, you know, although I don't particularly play any silly music, perchance there's a lot of very exuberant music which makes people smile and shout and dance, you know what I mean? And then, you know, 5 minutes later it'll be some really dark techno. But I love that, but actually sometimes the mixture of this can also have a humour to it as well.
Andy might be quite well known, Scruff might be quite well known as a DJ now, but I think it was the production stuff that really helped his career. When I very first started working with him, he had really kind of in-depth musical knowledge. I don't mean kind of, you know, music theory in terms of like he knew a lot of different genres of music. He was familiar with different artists from around the world. You know, it's like he had a very kind of broad knowledge of popular music and world music stuff, you know, more so than most people of his age. But, you know, he's kind of from that kind of hip-hop digging culture, so he, you know, he'd explored a lot of different kind of avenues in music.
Thank you very much.
As a boss, Mr. Scruff as a boss, he's pretty silly, plays tricks on us. He's always happy. Like, you know, like when you get up in the morning after 3 hours sleep and you have to go get on a plane, he's always jolly. That really annoys me.
I'm asking him now, look, if you're a footballer, doctor, don't care what your career is, you have a bad day at the office. In all the years I've known him, there's never been a bad day at the office, and if there was, I didn't notice that things wasn't going how they're supposed to go. So I said to him, everybody has a bad day at the office, but I've never seen you fall off, have a bad day at the office or sound wrong. Just matter of factly, he just looked and went, oh, it's all down to preparation. I'm like, yeah, fair enough, solid answer. But then he tells me, plus I'm a bit of a geek. Now, there's one thing being a geek. To wave that geek flag and totally admit, oh, I'm a bit of a geek as well. That's what I'm talking about, it goes beyond meticulous.
I think the world is ready for it. I think there's loads more people like that out there. You just have to find them. When I met him, I know this sounds really gushy now, but I just couldn't believe how nice he was. You know, been out with a few bad boys in my time. And, you know, he's just, this is what, you know, everyone says about him. He's just a really lovely person. There's no faults. He doesn't even swear. You know, which is why I find it hard to believe that we're still together after all these years, because I'm shouty and sweary and he's just quiet and, you know, funny.
So it's good. You're teaching each other, and it's, you know, and it's respect, communication, learning, fun, you know, and all this is what makes work satisfying, because it can be very tiring as well, you know, DJing. So you have to make it fun.
Bye.